Hello and welcome back everybody to Join Dota League Season number 3, Central of Fear versus Fabulous5 in this 2-game series. This is gonna be game number 2 as Fabulous5. They do have that 1-game lead already, so worst case scenario for them is gonna be a draw, 1-1. But they have to be happy with game number 1's victory already as it is. Always so nice to just have the momentum coming into game 2. But we are HeflaTV of course, my name is Coucher and I am joined by Mike Loris.
What's up? I think the person who's going to feel best about that game has got to be Top Morphling with a flawless game, 12-0-11, I want to say, in the last game. Having a carry game where you just don't die is one of the best feelings in the world. And, well, he certainly did quite a number for his team. He wasn't sitting back and just farming it up. He was actively looking for kills and participating, split pushing, all that good stuff. So, Fabulous5 ran a pretty good game last time. Central Fear with the push comp attempt. Hopefully they'll pull something a little bit different out because it clearly didn't work for them last game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they really wanted, they can try it again. Just some heroes definitely didn't work out at all or didn't get enough space. Well, I was mostly talking about the Lone Druid, I guess, here. Just definitely didn't feel like it had any impact at all. Yes, there were some nice combinations with the Tinker just TPing in, getting a few kills that way. Other than that, really, you want the Lone Druid to actually be a core hero himself. Apart from just running around and trying to get some lucky entangling claws, and that's about it. But Fabulous5, they have the first pick this time around. At Center of Fair, they actually banned out a Viper as the secondary one. So, maybe kind of a respect ban, but Fabulous5, they're not gonna miss this opportunity like it is for them.
Lycan instantly responded to with Death Prophet and Tinker, so looks like both sides are going to get their push on in this particular game. Central Fear, they tried to do it last game. They very, very highly prioritized the Tinker, and it didn't really work that well. I mean, it obviously worked kind of decently. He got a couple kills and whatnot, but the rest of his team just wasn't able to keep up with what Tinker was doing. So Tinker, Death Prophet, they're probably going to look to ball up and push. But with the Lycan on the field, the split push from Fabulous5 could be pretty intense as well.
Yeah, it definitely will, and of course, at the moment, I would have to favor Central Fear, since Death Prophet, I mean, Tinker, it just shuts down Lycan so hard with those March of the Machines, probably. Unless, of course, Fabulous5 get some extra push for themselves, and get some split push going, because Tinker can only be on one lane at the same time, of course. But nope, Skywrath Mage it is for them instead. So, they ran it in the first game, had, I guess, decent success with it. Not like the Skywrath Mage made huge plays or anything. But still a pretty strong hero all in all. And Central Fear, both teams actually targeting more pushing heroes.
Yeah, Skywrath Mage had a couple of clutch silences on the Earthshaker in the last game, but yeah, still wasn't exactly the flashiest of heroes. Had a lot of gold by the end, Force Staff, Rod of Atos, plus all of his smaller basic items, but I think Fabulous5, they're not going to look to push that much. Picking up the Skywrath Mage, possibly indicating they just want to be a little bit more aggressive again versus the Tinker or Death Prophet, whoever goes into the mid lane. Slow that hero down as much as you can, and by doing that, you're going to delay the push just a little while longer. Fabulous5, they would really, really do well with some initiation. However, they themselves banning out the Brewmaster, so that's one of the best tools for initiating. I wouldn't mind seeing a Tidehunter from them just to get into the fights and start something before Central Fear can really get set up and comfortable with the Exorcism and March of the Machines. Any sort of initiation would be really great for Fab5.
Yeah, and they also need some form of setup for the Mystic player as well, because Lycan, of course, doesn't really provide any slows, any stuns for them. As I definitely wouldn't mind a Tidehunter at all either. Central Fear, they do know the Fabulous5 need an offlaner. First, they banned out the Clockwork, who is pretty damn strong against Tinker. First, scout him out with the Rocket Flare, then just hookshot into him. But Central Fear, they're gonna get their own offlaner, so actually the first 3 picks for them, their lanes are more or less set already. Most likely gonna be, I don't even know, Tinker or Death Prophet safe lane, doesn't really matter which of them takes mid or safe lane, I think. And Center off lane, so just really solid core heroes for them as Fabulous5. How will they react?
Right, so they do have to worry about that Centaur. Centaur is a pretty dominant hero in the offlane, especially when you consider some of the other options. I would still say that Tidehunter is probably one of the best heroes that they could take. Centaur versus Tide. It's hard to beat Tide in a 1v1 lane, especially if you're a melee hero. The Anchor Smash is just so devastating because you'll be hitting for like literally no damage, which kind of sucks. Centaur is a hero capable of doing it, but still not the best. Fabulous5, if they know that they're going to be pushed, and with the Tinker and Death Prophet on the other end, they definitely know that that's going to come eventually. they need initiation, they need range, and they need to be able to start fights before Central Fear can really get comfortable. It's a lot more difficult to do that now, seeing as though they have Stampede on their side. If they get the jump on Death Prophet, the concussive shot, a silenced Mystic Flare, just Centaur Warrunner pressing that ultimate button, and he's going to be just fine. Fabulous5 opt for the Wraith King, though.
Yeah, and it's most likely going to be a support one, I want to say. Of course, Lycan can take out the mid lane role as well, but whether it be against Tinker or Death Prophet, Central Fear will still have a good time if it's actually up against the Lycan. And I have seen Wraith King Scarf Mage as a roaming duo quite often. It's pretty potent, just getting the slow of the concussive shot first to make sure Wraith King can get in range for the Wraithfire Blast. And from there on might be easy kills for them, but do you think it's going to be support or core?
I think it's definitely going to be the support. If they're going to be roaming into lanes with Tinker or Death Prophet, and those kills are just going to be so easy because both of those heroes are so very vulnerable. You could even go for Shadow Demon if you manage to tag him with the silence or whatever. Going for Centaur is going to be a little more difficult. I think they're probably most likely going to be avoiding him for the good part of their roaming. But as far as aggressive roaming combinations go, Wraith King and Scarith Mage, that's a lot of damage. Unfortunately for them, the lanes that they're going to be roaming into aren't going to be helping that much. Tidehunter might have a gush, Lycan will have some wolves and whatnot, but it's mostly just going to be Wraith King, Scarith Mage as the roams for Fabulous5. And Central Fear, they can finish off their lineup. Shadow Demon plus Enchantress for some more early game push.
Yeah, and Enchantress in theory at least, even in the later stages, once he has any jungle creep, the Tinker can also join them. So a small extra positive there. And of course, if you can apply early pressure, it's always going to be good, especially up against a Lycan. And do you believe that there's a small chance that Central Fear will maybe even run something like an aggressive tri-lane with an Enchantress in the enemy jungle?
Yeah, I wouldn't really put it past them. I mean, Shadow Demon at this stage doesn't really have great setup aside from the Centaur. If you could set someone up with a disruption into Hoof Stomp from Centaur, into whatever it's called, Hoof Stomps from the neutral Centaurs from Enchantress, that's a lot of stun. And even if you're a Tidehunter, you're going to be taking a lot, and you probably will be going down. Fabulous5, they do pick up that Tidehunter as the 4th pick, so I mean, we both get what we were asking for, especially me. But they are very, very melee-heavy lanes, so their Blink Daggers and the initiation routes that they take during these upcoming fights are going to be so much more important for them.
Yes, indeed they are, and well, Fabulous5, 15 seconds left in the reserve time. Oh man, this game, it might go the distance once again to like the 50-minute mark, but then again, if just one team pulls out ahead, it can be over so early. But Fabulous5, they're gonna go for the Morphling again, so it might work out this time as well as it did last time. But Central Fear, in theory at least, if the Shadow Demon has the maxed out disruption, it's actually a really strong tool against the Morphling in the later stages, because those illusions do so much damage to yourself then.
Yeah, and as I said before, Top coming off of a very, very nice win of his Morphling last game. This game he has to worry about the Hoof Stomp and the Silence mainly from the Centaur and Death Prophet. There aren't many tools that Central Fear have in order to deal with this Morphling aside from pure Burst. And sometimes Burst is all you need. However, disables and slows and silences and stuff are going to be very useful as well. So Morphling as the last pick is going to get Fabulous5 without a doubt late game supremacy with both the Morphling and the Lycan. At this point, the only question is, can they withstand the pushing that's going to come out early on from Central Fear?
Yeah, this game at least is promising to be a pretty damn exciting one if you ask me. And well, like you said, late game supremacy will be there for Fabulous5. I completely agree with you there. But Central Fear, I just love the silence of Death Prophet. It's such a strong ability. The range of it is ridiculous if you ask me. And of course Morphling, if he goes for the Linkens once again, it won't do any good against the silence at least. So that's one good aspect for Central Fear to lock down the Death Prophet. But you also mentioned that they don't have too much apart from just getting the Hoof Stomp and pure burst damage. So we'll see how Fabulous5 want to itemize themselves as Central Fear. They're waiting for Fabulous5 to come into their own jungle and might see a huge clash.
If they get a disruption off on anyone, that target is almost certainly going to go down. But for now, they're going to settle with just a little bit of scouting as Central Fear. Going to fall back to their lanes, going to quickly introduce who's playing what for them. Noctis played Tinker last game. This time is going to be handling the Death Prophet up top. Daywalker going to be on the Enchantress, along with Shadow Demon played by Mammoth Club on the Shadow Demon. Both of them will be supporting. Clancy will be playing the Tinker this time, and that leaves RNT down to the bottom lane as the Centaur.
And for Fabulous5 on the Radiant side, Plumpst will be playing on the Lycan in the safe lane, at least at the moment. He's solo there. Top once again taking up the mid lane morphling role as Kavorta will be heading towards the offlane on the Tidehunter, and the sneaky supports Gimli on the Brave King, as well as Amelie on the Skyraf Mage. They want to set up an early first blood.
And against a Death Prophet who is so very soft at level 1, it's definitely a possibility. Shadow Demon will be there potentially to bail the friendly Death Prophet out, but Kavorka just, chatting up the enemies. There's nothing suspicious going on here. We're just going to wish you good luck, have fun, as he does have 2 supports waiting in the wings. If Death Prophet shows her face, with Shadow Demon being so far away, she's just going to die. This might force Tidehunter to picking up level 1 Gush, which isn't the best, but for right now, Death Prophet, if you step up, Death Prophet, she's going to wait for her Shadow Demon support, and I think that is a very, very responsible decision from her. The supports right now from the Radiant, they're just chilling, biding their time. Gimli needs a Wraithfire Blast to open things up, and he's going to go for it. Here's the Gush, here's the Wraithfire Blast shortly after, and Amulet with the birds doing so much damage onto Noctis. This is very easily going to be First Blood. Just spilled by the Skywrath Mage. That's 500 gold for him. Boots if he wants them.
Yeah, I actually really love just supports getting first bloods, just so that they can get the boots. Last game we saw that boots can make a huge difference in just getting a kill on a rotation or not getting it really. So if he wants those boots, can pick it up, and actually never mind, already did so. So now he's gonna place down the wards as well, probably one for the rune and maybe one to just block the pull from happening. Especially in a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation, if they want to keep it at that. It's so crucial that you actually don't miss on any XP, but I'm immediately together with Gimli. They want to disrupt the Walker, although it might backfire horribly.
Oh, they're going to go in. Gimli is going to turn the corner here. You'll instantly get disrupted, so pretty well played by the Shadow Demon. However, still now on the run. Wraith King does still have a disable. However, Emily is going to get netted to the floor, and with the Tinker coming in from the side, all of a sudden, the supports from Fab5 not looking the best, just as they did last game. I was going to say this lane situation would favor them because in this scenario, they don't really have to move around, since last game they proved their roaming wasn't exactly the strongest point for their supports. And, well, they just proved it again as they drop a free kill to the Tinker, or to the Enchantress.
Yeah, they definitely got a little too eager there going into the jungle. I mean, I'm not too sure if they would have had enough between them to just kill off the Enchantress even if he was alone. So, a little bit too hopeful there, but bottom lane, Skyraf Mage coming in, doesn't have level 2, so no concussive shot there for him. RNT, I think he's going to be able to just outrun them, unless Amelie gets a sneak level 2, but even so, Observer Ward is there for the Dire side, so Centaur knows exactly what's going on.
Actually, the Dire Ward didn't see Gimli pick up double damage rune. If he gets in front for a little bit of body blocking, they may be able to secure this kill on Centaur. However, he does have the hoof stomp, so things get a little bit too hairy. He will survive, although with another stun and birds, they will be able to hit him once more, and they'll kill him off. Yes, double damage for the Wraith King. That's going to get him that kill. However, now Gimli and Amelie both in a very, very awkward position. They're going to be running straight headlong into 2 enemy supports with the Centaur right on the high ground. This is not a fight they want to take. The Shockwave will miss, and the Centaur, well, this stomp is most certainly going to land. This might even be a complete body block onto Gimli, as he will get surrounded and killed. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, and as long as no one else dies, I'm looking at you, Skywrath Mage, and they should be able to back off, and everyone will be happy with that, especially the Fab5 side. A good exchange for them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, could have ended way worse for either side, I guess, but man, this early aggression, and Gimli of course coming in from behind the Centaur, he felt so safe having vision on the Skyraf Mage, but little did he know the double damage Wraith King was coming in from behind. And now Amelie, he's level 2, has the concussive shot, actually almost level 3 even. Can get the Ancient Seal for the next gank, but Mama Club together with Daywalker, they probably want to set up a kill mid lane on this Morphling, and Morphling is so low as it is as well. The bottle is coming up, but will the bottle arrive in time? Yes, it will, so zip fast, Morphling, unless you want to die.
Yeah, he has the bottles, he's going to chug that down really quickly, and I don't even know if the Enchantress and Shadow Demon combination have enough to kill the Morphling at this stage. Obviously, Morphling is now without bottle charges, but he's still very healthy. They're going to run instead into the Skywrath Mage. Now, that's a much easier kill. Smoke will be dispelled, and Skywrath Mage does have boots. Shadow Demon does not, Enchantress does not. Skywrath Mage is also an inherently very, very fast hero with 325 base movement speed, so catching up to that Skywrath Mage is going to be all but impossible. Gimli also has his boots, so these supports for Fab5, due to their early game kills, are getting some core items, namely the boots, whereas these Central Fear supports, they're still walking really, really slow.
Yeah, actually, Blomst, he's going for Hand of Midas and the like, and just ensure some levels, and maybe get the items later on, because if you get the Hand of Midas early on, it really doesn't hinder your effectiveness as a Lycan at all, I think. You can still get the Vladimir's offering so damn fast afterwards, but the most important thing, mid lane, Morphling is actually struggling a little bit, most specifically because Klasinki, look at his skill build so far, 3 points into laser, 2 into heat-seeking missile, now finally puts 1 into March as well.
Yeah, I actually am a really big fan of the combat Tinker build, especially when you know the enemy in your lane doesn't have the most lane control. Morphling is going to be so very reliant on that bottle, and even then, Laser is going to nuke him down, almost down to death. So, you know, Tinker is going to make this so that his boots of travels aren't as important. But if he doesn't get any kills off of this build, then he's going to be really sad moving forward, because once he does pick up his boots of travels, well, they won't really be doing much with level 1 March of the Machines.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a trade-off, a risk somewhat as well. With the March of the Machines, you can guaranteed get those boots of travels at some point. At the moment, we'll see if we can maybe get some kills to actually make up for the farm difference, just purely from that. And of course, nobody's really stacking the Ancients or the jungle for the Tinker either at the moment anyway. So might not be too bad as Daywalker might get caught. Gimli, the concussive shot comes out, Fire Blast is there as well, the silence comes out. Will he get his heal off in time? The Tornado trying to slow them down might even be enough. The Nature Attendants, Mama Clubby comes back in. They're gonna go for a melee, or will they? Daywalker, another stun comes out. And now Gimli, he's on the run. Top, he comes in wave for 1 to 2. Mama Club dropping low as well as Gimli. Probably gonna make the escape, and Top double kill, or no, he's gonna get denied. Nicely done by Mama Club as center came in to clean up Skyref.
Yeah, not a bad trade for the Fab 5 side once again. Skyref does go down, Wraith King does slip away with his life. Enchantress just with 1 point in Untouchable, plus 1 point Nature's Attendance, providing her with so much effective HP, making her a very, very tough nut for Fabulous5 to crack. Of course, the Morphling coming in at the final hour, getting that kill is going to be certainly very useful for him, because this Tinker build, what it's designed to do is just slow down the enemy in lane as much as possible, whether by kills or just by forcing them to base constantly. If the Morphling is getting kills elsewhere on other supports, then this Tinker build is going to be less and less effective. And now top lane, we see Gimli and Amelie. Once again, they're going to look for top lane. There's the Gush onto Noctis, and then they follow up Wraithfire, Stun, Blast. That's going to be a very easy kill once again, Death Prophet. However, Stampede, that's not going to do enough. Right clicks from the Skyref Mage. He's going to get yet another kill on this Death Prophet.
Yeah, it's a really important kill as well. Death Prophet, I mean, yes, he's not the highest farmer in the game, which is Lycan at the moment, but still, you really don't want the Death Prophet to just get out of control. Maybe build a mech for them as well. As mid lane, Klasinki takes a lot of damage from Morphing. Now the laser comes out on top. He gives up on the chase. But actually, nope. Just boots on Klasinki. So 8 minutes in, he's still another 1.7k gold away from his boots of travels. So needs a lot of farming to do. While in the meantime, Bloms just has his Hand of Midas, has used it once as well. Didn't get it the fastest since Central Fear rotated the supports to the bottom lane as well. But now Daywalker might be in a lot of trouble. Kavorza, he gets the slow concussive shot to follow up as well. Will he be enough though? Nature's Attendants, the Ancient Seal is there. Oh no, he's gonna go down. Anchor Smash comes out. A few more right clicks, and actually he got his Hand of Midas before death at least.
Disruption now onto the Skywrath. I don't think there's going to be any follow-up here. The Troll does not have another net, so everyone from Fab 5 is going to get away very, very easily, and this is actually really huge for them. They know that they're going to be on the defensive. If this game does stall out, which is going to be what Fab 5 are going to look to make the game do, then they will win, almost assuredly. With Lycan getting Hand of Midas and a Morphling who's still receiving some pretty good farm, is actually farming better than the Tinker at this stage. If the game does stall out, then it will be Fab 5's game to lose. If they're getting kills on the Death Prophet or they're getting kills on the Enchantress, every single time that happens, they're slowing down that push, which means their tier 1 towers are going to be up for that much longer. If they do this constantly, then they will easily win the game.
Yeah, oh, there's a Blink Dagger on center now as well. Should be able to escape the clutches of the Wraith King. They spotted them out as well, even Ping Gimli coming in from the river. But what do you actually think of Enchantress going for a Hand of Midas in a game like this?
I don't really know how I feel about this. Obviously, I would feel like a mech would be a lot more useful for Central Fear, since they are probably looking to go aggressive soon enough. The Death Prophet is level 8, so at level 9 she'll have maxed out Witchcraft with 1 point exorcism as Stampede in the mid lane. It will secure the kill onto top. Didn't have Waveform, didn't use Waveform though. Didn't have enough strength gain. Now top lane Ravage will be used onto Noctis. The Tidehunter is pretty much all out of gas. However, Wraith Fire Blast will secure the kill eventually on this Death Prophet. There she goes down again. RNT's going to teleport right in, but he unfortunately can't get much done. However, Double Edge will get the kill on the Tidehunter. Is any more follow-up? No, someone's in the bubble. Who is it? I think it's the Wraith King. Yes, it is. Now silence onto the Centaur. Well played by Emily. I love that play right there. I don't think it's going to be enough to save Gimli. He will pop his ultimate for now. It's only Wraith King ultimate, and it looks like there's no more follow-up. That slow is pretty good, and they're going to run straight into the Tinker. However, that's level 3 laser, level 2 missiles. Emily, don't go that way. No, he's going to get another silence. That might be enough for him to escape, but if any missiles land, then he will go down, and he will go down. Why did he run that direction? I don't know. Here comes top. Does have a waveform, but it looks like that is going to be the end of it. Fab5, they need to avoid taking fights like that. Even though they do get a kill on the Death Prophet, they lose a little bit more than they gain.
Yeah, that that decision by Skyrim Mage running back like that. Don't know, maybe he just right-clicked on the minimap by accident or something, trying to run away, but whatever the case may be, it's still not a disastrous trade for them. And looking at net worth, Lycan just 1k above anybody else. Center actually doing pretty damn nice as well. But Lycan, having his Vladimir's offering on top of the Hand of Midas now, do you think he's gonna go for the Necrobook, which used to be such a standard build on Lycan, or is he gonna go for the hard carry build, just bash share into Abyssal, something like that?
I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. Obviously, the Zoo Lycan, with what I call the Lycan with Necrobook, is very, very popular, especially with March of the Machines and Exorcism in the area. Having that melee unit, Last Will, is going to be pretty big for the Lycan throw, but either way, he has a Hand of Midas, so I don't think he has to accrue any sort of early game edge with that Necrobook. He already took down the bottom lane tier 1. I don't really know when that happened. I must have just blanked over that one, so if he does go for the Necrobook, that's fine, but hell, if he just goes for power treads into more damage items, that's going to be fine as well, because BKB will certainly be very useful for him in this game. The sooner he gets it, the better.
Yeah, and Daywalker not going to run into Amelie. And I guess Necrobooks do have its uses, of course, especially against the Tinker chest. When you kill the Necro Warrior, 600 pure damage when it's in level 3 already. Can be kind of devastating if you're a Tinker who doesn't have a Bloodstone or a BKB or something like that. But speaking of the Tinker, has his Boots of Travels finished now? 12 minutes in, they will arrive. So I guess they're timely enough, but top lane already might be in trouble unless he gets a blink away. Nope, the Gush comes out. Where's the follow-up? He actually uses the Stampede, and no, the Ravage is gonna catch him just at the end. Do they have a Mystic Flare? Nope, level 5 on the Skyrim. They actually might not even have enough, and indeed, Centaur just survives. Might even blink back in with a Hoof Stomp. Oh man.
Yep. Gimli doesn't have his ultimate. He's going to split away from the group, so he's going to not run away into top. Instead, he's going to come right back in. So he has Death Wish. RNT, can he get put into the bubble? He'll be safe for now. Another Anchor Smash will actually whiff onto RNT, but top here with double damage rune, they should be able to kill the Centaur War Runner eventually. Still, the Exorcism is going to work. Immediately will go down to the Death Prophet. It's 2 for 2 trades so far, and Klansky is going to teleport in and out. Kavork is going to back off. Still, the Morphling is here with a double damage rune. He's going to go straight for that Shadow Demon. Instantly going to bring him down. It's a triple kill for top. This might even be 4 for him. Noctis has phase boost, so he's pretty quick, but top going to jump forward with the short replicate. That's going to be an ultra kill for top. 5-1 on this Morphling. He's going to look to repeat the last game, and so far he's well on his way to doing so.
Man, that guy is just so good, just using the replica like that. No hesitations at all. Knew he had it in him to just get the kill. Needed 2 right clicks, and man, just had enough there. Really well played by the Morphling, just coming in there on the force. Just having a, I guess, somewhat lucky double damage room bottled up just for the occasion as well. And I guess we got the answer as far as the Lycan is concerned. He's going for the Necrobook after all. Already has the Staff of Wizardry and the Belt of Strength in his stash. So they just want to push early. They want to just end the game as early as they can, I think. And now Skyrim Mage finally level 6. And the kills, setting them up, will be just so much easier now that he has the Mystic Flare.
Yeah, if they had Mystic Flare when they were going for Centaur, that would have been much of the fight just completely avoided off of that. Getting that stun with Ravage to Mystic Flare is going to be a kill on nearly every hero. Centaur will survive it, albeit barely. So yeah, once he has that, then a huge kill tool now up for the Fabulous5 side. Once they have Ravage, they're going to be looking to repeat what just happened up on top lane. With top wielding an invisibility rune, he's going to look to both push up the middle lane just a little while longer, and then eventually duck out and go back top, because right now, Central Fear, they have 4 heroes up there, but still they have to worry about Blomps in the bottom lane. He's well on his way to his level 1 book, and he has that Midas working overtime. This pressure on the bottom lane is going to be stymied a little bit by the Tinker, but Tinker can only do so much. The Lycan is eventually going to put some serious damage on this tower.
Yeah, and I think they're playing it smart as well as a team at the moment. The rest of Fabulous5, they're just creating chaos on the other side of the map if they can, once the Tidehunter ultimate is back up. And just have Lycan split push Tinker. He can't be in the fight as well as split push at the same time. And the push is just so damn fast from a Lycan, and even without him being in the fight, he can still actually provide something to it, just having the howl for the extra right click damage.
14 damage per hero bonus. It's kind of low at this stage, especially since Fab5 don't have any summons or anything like that, but hell yeah, it is something that Lycan can provide to his team. Though I think it's mostly just going to be the split push. RNT is without teleportation scroll right now in the bottom lane. He does have Stampede. He'll be able to contribute a little bit more than the Lycan, but the Ravage is up. They do have all their ultimates on this top lane, and they're going to be waiting for someone to come in. If anyone does come in, I'm pretty sure they're just going to die. That Ancient Seal, Mystic Flare combination with Tidehunter damage to back it up is more than enough. But in the meantime, top, if nothing does happen, they're going to be completely okay with that, because top's pushing out the mid lane. Blomps is still farming down bottom. Smoke may or may not lead to anything, but I don't think Fab5 are going to be too concerned about that, because they're still getting wins across the map.
Yeah, it's just objective-based gaming by them at the moment. Definitely not getting flustered or anything like that, since the Tinker just keeps on split pushing. But Fabulous5, they know that across the map they're getting still enough farm, probably more than the enemy is. So they're just fine trading time like this. And looking at the graphs as well, it's a 2,500 gold lead.
Bottom lane initiation as he does use the Stampede and the double edge. Tinker are going to come in with the missiles to secure the kill onto Lycan. Lycan dropped the Centaur really low, but as soon as this Tinker started TPing in, the Lycan knew it was over, and the hoof stomp did land, and well, that's going to be that. Please continue.
Oh man, I totally lost my train of thought here. But, well, whatever the case may be, the slow comes out of Noctis. Do they really want to go on Death Prophet? And man, they just placed this Observer Ward under a fresh sentry. A little bit unfortunate for Fabulous5 there. But Tidehunter, he will have enough for his Blink Dagger now, if that's the item he wants to go for. Just gonna delay him the mech a little bit. Blink Dagger picked up on Tinker as well now after the kills is top. Does he really want to go aggressive? He's going for the right clicks as well. Adaptive Strike now. He has to back off the laser. Such a goddamn good ability, especially if heroes come in to dive you with just right clicks.
Yeah, so the Tinker does manage to survive, but when you're counting that as a big victory, if you're Central Fear, you know that you're in a bad position. If you take a look at the tower situation right now, Fab5 are actually ahead in towers. It's only by 1, but against Death Prophet Tinker, they have yet to push anything at all at the Central Fear side. They're just being aggressed upon so much that they can't get anything started. Like, as they now gear up all 5 on the top lane, still top is pushing out the mid lane, still Blomps is pushing out the bottom lane. Central Fear just cannot get this pushing going. They have level 2 Exorcism with maxed out Witchcraft. This should be where Death Prophet is the most fearsome hero on the map, but as it stands right now, the Fab5 don't really have anything to fear because their towers are still very healthy.
Yeah, I mean, they could even go for Roshan if they really wanted to. RNT wants to jump in mid lane, nope. Can't really get close enough, and actually I really like that the center has himself a Hood of Defiance. I'm really hoping he's gonna actually turn it into a pipe as well at some point. Just to give them some extra regen, and especially since there's once again no mech to come from Central Fear.
Yeah, could have been on the Enchantress, but it looks like she's instead going to go for a little bit more combat build. She does have the Power Treads, Hand of Midas, so a little bit of additional attack speed along to go with the eventual Aghanim Scepter that she will pick up eventually. But still, with none of these towers dropping, this Enchantress is not farming the quickest. Late game Enchantress is pretty good, like Aghanim Scepter with Impetus does do a lot of damage, but not when there's a Lycan in your face, and not when that Lycan has all his Necrobook units also in your face. So Central Fear, they have to start pushing eventually, or else Death Prophet is eventually just going to fall out. Without enough gold to make her tanky, to pick up that Yule Scepter early on, then she's really going to struggle moving forward, as RNT in the bottom lane might be in a little bit of trouble. Shapeshift is available for the Lycan, but he remembers last time this Centaur took that much damage. Tinker came in and really punished that Lycan, so he's going to remember to respect that.
Yeah, you always have to be a little bit wary of just the burst damage, give it the credit it needs. And Lycan well, there's a pause coming. But Lycan, he has his level 2 Necrobook now, 19 minutes in, that's a pretty good timing if you ask me. Top of the net worth as well. Top is the secondary one on the Morphling, who just needs the recipe to finish up the Lincoln Sphere. So not the fastest one, but definitely not a slow one by any means either. Especially considering they only have actually 1 tower destroyed. So Central Fear, at least they have 4 cores farming up reasonably well, and now there's the Exorcism. They're gonna get the tier 1 top, and just look at it drop now that the Exorcism is level 2.
Tidehunter, in the meantime, is off on the bottom lane, trying to go for a kill on the Centaur. Will force out the Stampede, and that means initiation on top as Amelia instantly goes down. The Wraith King getting put into a bubble as well. He does have his reincarnation, and that will be popped immediately. Is there any follow-up for this? Top is in the area. Centaur trying to get in there for a little bit of a war stomp, but it's not going to happen. The Fab5 side really can't afford to fight these fights without their Tidehunter. If they had a Ravage there, they could have gotten a kill in retaliation at the very, very least. But Tidehunter obviously preoccupied with other things. They're going to concede that tier 1 tower. Not really a huge loss since it's Death Prophet and Enchantress. That should have happened like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, and actually, it's funny that you're kind of like psychic. Every time you say something, it's like, they should push with the Death Prophet having the level 2 exorcism, maxed out witchcraft. Like a minute or so later, that's exactly what they're gonna go and do as well. So
maybe it's the stream delay. They're listening in. They're like, yeah, maybe we should be pushing. That's a good idea.
Well, might be that. And of course now, Enchantress is actually only 1k away from finishing up his Aghanim Scepter. That's a huge boost to but Blink in. They want to go for a Klasinki. Will the Ravage have been enough? Mama Club gets the slow one to Tidehunter with the Demonic Purge top. He wants to get close enough, but can't really go for it. Shadow Demon, he's gonna be the sacrificial lamb, but most importantly, Klasinki survives as RNT. He came in, got one kill, pipe popped as well. He's gonna survive another one as they kill 2. Top, he goes away with his replicate, pops his regeneration rune, but that was such an unlucky dive and they went so greedy in there.
Using Ravage offensively is definitely not what Fab5 want to be doing. They know that they're going to be on the defense. They know that stuff like this is going to happen. Right what you see in the mid lane. Of course, if the Tidehunter was alive, this probably wouldn't be happening, but you need to be using your Ravage defensively to take fights under your towers. If you use it offensively, of course, you run the risk of not getting the kill, but also you're only going to be hitting 1, maybe 2 people if that happens. So they're going to lose yet another tier 1 tower. Slowly but surely, the Essential Fear side are starting to get a little bit more momentum, especially in the gold graph. They still have to deal with this Lycan, though, who's been pretty much AFK playing PvE on the bottom lane. Eventually, that will change, but as of right now, Essential Fear have some pretty good momentum as their Exorcism is once again up, so they could look for maybe the tier 1 bottom lane, maybe a tier 2 even.
Yeah, and actually, Fabulous5 having Necro level 3 as well as a Blink Dagger picked up on the Wraith King. So double Blink initiation from Fabulous5 if need be. But Central Fear, they really don't want to give any breathing space now that they've gained some momentum in this game. Exorcism is popped and they want to go for Roche.
The Tidehunter really wishes he had his Ravage right now. If they had this Roshan would be such an easy cleanup for Fab5, but instead, with the Exorcism pop doing so much damage, Top's actually going to replicate forward, going to go for that Tinker, does have a wave for him, but he's going to whiff it. Gimli trying to get in there with the stun, but he will not be able to find line of sight. The Exorcism still working away at Roshan. The pipe has been popped in preparation for a fight. That's just not going to happen. The Fab5 side are going to be forced to concede this Roshan, and very quickly they lose 2 towers and a Roshan. Exorcism is not going to be up, but Ravage slowly starting to cool down. In another 30 seconds, Fab5 will be able to fight again. Still, Glomps, though, on the bottom lane now with level 3 book. He's playing PvE and he's winning. He's going to go for a little bit of push on this bottom tier 2 tower. With Howl doing so much damage, he'll be able to bring this tower down very low. If not, just straight up kill it.
Yeah, well, what should Daywalker? Oh, can he survive this somehow? Nope. Mystic Flare, a little bit too much for him to handle. The Ancient Seal, of course, boosting up the damage as well. But right clicks, they literally do nothing to the Enchantress. Level 3 untouchables, just Gimli. It's so funny to me always to see, especially those big heroes like Wraith King, maybe Centaur, trying to right click an untouchable Enchantress.
Tiny is by far the best, especially when he has Zaganims. Just never lands.
Indeed, but at least Top, he claims the tier 1 tower mid lane on the Morphling. So some extra gold for him. Lincoln's is finished from before already, 1.5k on top of that. So if he can continue at this rate, might get another like 30-minute.
Gimli's gonna get a jump on the Shadow Demon, however, will protect himself by disrupting himself. Top taking a lot of damage, still gonna get completely surrounded actually. Lincoln Sphere only gonna protect you for so much there, man. Wraith King without his ultimate, another 15 seconds till he has that. It's a very easy 2-kill for the Essential Fear side. Exorcism is up, but he doesn't have the mana. That'll come up very shortly. Emily, if he gets put into a bubble right now, he will just die. But in the meantime, the other heroes still. Tidehunter does have his Ravage up, but with no back to fight it out. Emily will put a little bit of damage onto the Tinker, I believe, was the one teleporting out of there. But in the meantime, Lycan has pushed down tier 1 tower by himself. So Fab5, they're making trades. Not the best trades, but they're trades nonetheless.
At least getting something out of it. It's not like they could have defended bottom lane as it is anyway. And actually, the one thing that we just witnessed on this bottom lane was Death Prophet silence. He doesn't care at all about the Lincolns and the Morphling. When he gets silenced up, no strength morph, no nothing to just make him a little bit tankier. But bottom lane, do they want to defend? This Mama Claw is there, but the blink comes in, the hoof stomp as well. I immediately really go down before he gets anything. No, the Mystic Flare is there, but Pipe is deployed by the center, and now Blomsty comes in, but can they actually catch Noctis? Adaptive Strike as well, and he will fall down. One more right click. He loses the agent, but he's gonna come back without the Exorcism though. Important to note out as everybody else backing off for the time being. Noctis, another creep from actually top. He's dropping so damn low. Pops his magic wand. Will stay alive in the end. But that was way too close for comfort.
Walker is completely out of mana, however, so I think this Enchantress is going to be going down in the end. Still, the Fab5 side fighting within this March, preventing them from going as aggressive as they would really want, but crucially, they still have their Ravage. They take an okay trade there, and Tidehunter's looking for more blood, but they bring in the Lycan, who with those Necro units is going to be absolutely huge, and now wielding the Ogre Club. Once it gets that BKB, this Enchantress is going to be dropped very, very swiftly. 3 points and Untouchable is going to be what helps her survive the most in this game, and when you have BKB, you don't really care who's untouchable and who's not.
Indeed you don't, and actually. And Tinker is going for a completely different build than the Tinker from last game. Just straight up Hex for him. Just wants to shut down anybody pretty much. Maybe Morphling most of all. And I mean, I actually really like the refreshing change for just skill build. Since so many Tinkers just Dagon now. We're gonna see a Hex in the mix as well.
Yeah, I think this pick is pretty good. It's not going to be doing much versus Lycan. If he has a Shapeshift up, then that little critter is going to be moving very, very quickly. Not much you could do about that at all, except for Hoof Stomp at this point. But, you know, you got to find solutions where you can. If they catch the Lycan with the Hex before he pops off Shapeshift or the BKB or anything like that, then they'll be able to drop him very, very quickly. And I'm sure Daigon is still on the docket eventually, but delaying that in favor of a Sheep Stick, hell, if you have the gold to do it, why not?
Oh man, I just saw that, the Death Prophet, but almost has it finished, actually now just finished it up, the Bloodstone. I was like maybe, or probably gonna go for something like a Heart of Trash just to purely tank it up. Like his Bloodstone gives you a decent amount of tank, some nice mana as well as health regen. But I do think it was the best item choice for her.
Yeah, I mean Bloodstone is, I think is a little bit of mana overkill, which, you know, isn't a huge deal in this game. I think it's just the sustain that she's going to offer to her team if she does, in fact, go down. And well, the Fab5 side are going to be looking to drop this Death Prophet as quickly as possible. Once the Exorcism is up, all eyes are going to be on the Death Prophet. So with Bloodstone giving her that HP and a little bit more survivability to her team, it's going to be a little bit easier for them to take a little bit more sustained fights. And the longer that they can sustain these fights, the better, because Lycan eventually will run out of BKB and stuff like that. The Ravage is going to have less of an effect in the long term, and Tinker is going to be able to get more and more value off of his rearm. So, especially since Morphling still without any real big damage item, he's going to be going for Shotgun, but that's not going to come up in a very, very long time, as he's nowhere near his Eagle Song just yet. Stampede now, Centaur looking to get in. He does get the Stomp onto Gimli, and that will be a very easy kill on the Wraith King. Don't know how they saw him, but they really, really did.
Yeah, that was just completely sniped down. I think they saw him blink. Oh yeah, they had this Observer Ward actually spotting out where he went. So nice aggressive Observer Ward coming up with Central Fear. 16 to 14 the kill score, Lycan still number 1 in net worth. But can he actually do enough? Especially as Central Fear, they're probably going to be knocking at the tier 2 soon enough. Exorcism is there. Unfortunately half a level away from level 3 Exorcism, but level 2 should be plenty here.
Yeah, they'll have the Exorcism, they'll bring down this tier 2 tower. Lycan looking to make some trades up on top side, however Tinker making it very, very difficult for him to do so. This tower will be fortified, but it is pretty much going to be going down no matter what. Tidehunter and Skywrath, not nearly enough as to, they need a lot more to defend. I don't know if the Central Fear side want to keep going for this one with a little bit more Exorcism possibly, but looking to fight up into this high ground is a lot more deadly, especially since Tidehunter does have a Ravage up and available. However, still the Lycan is nowhere near this team fight. He does have his boost of travel and now BKB up, so team fight can happen from Fab5, and if they take it with a pretty good Ravage, they'll be able to clean house, especially with Exorcism down. But for right now, Central Fear, they take the tier 2 tower, they'll be happy with that, and they'll back off.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, I guess it's not too bad for either side. Fabulous5, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna hold on, keep on farming up our Morphling as well as the Lycan, get some global gold while Lycan split pushes. But to be honest, I think them just having a lack of a pipe or a mech can just hurt them so much, Fabulous5 that is. I mean, in the team fights...
Top lane.
Oh man.
BKB does get popped by Lycan. He'll just very easily teleport his way out of there. However, that is the 10-second BKB charge using being used purely defensively. Not the best case scenario for Lycan.
Yeah, definitely is not. And actually, Daywalker even picked up a gem on the Enchantress. So, they haven't actually gotten rid of all the map control or all the vision yet. But it might happen soon, and Man Centaur has a Heart of Tarrasque as well, 2.9k HP. They use Stampede as well. Kavorsa gonna take a lot of damage from the Impetus. Just completely blown up. I mean, Klasinki, he came in with a blink, but couldn't really get any spells off even.
Wraith King's gonna jump in, instantly get the stun off on the Tinker, but still this Enchantress in the back end is firing like a machine gun. Can anyone stop this Enchantress? They need the Ravager, but Tidehunter already dead. There's the Mystic Flare onto Daywalker, but she's still alive. This Enchantress going to slowly walk her out of here. Top and Grimly gonna try to bring down the Enchantress, and by slowly, I mean slowly. There, they do bring her down, but Enchantress does pick out the Skywrath Mage before that happens. So it's a 2-for-1 trade so far, with Tinker coming back in this fight, looking for Hex onto top. With Lincoln Spirit, it will be very difficult to do so, however. And while top lane is being pushed by the rest of Central of Fear's side, Noctis with the Bloodstone going to regenerate up a little bit more as Exorcism is already popped. Now again, they're going to get a Hex onto Lycan. Can they change these Hexes off? It looks like Lycan will be put into a bubble. They have another Hex in a little bit, but Tinker actually is going to leave the lane. Mama Club is going to teleport out as well, and Bloms is going to be forced to pop the BKB to do absolutely nothing. This is the second BKB charge used where he can't be on the aggressive. This is huge for the Dire side.
Yeah, they're just kiting Fabulous5 around at the moment, and really they're in control of the pace of the game completely. They're just dictating where Fabulous5 goes most of the time and how the engagements happen, and it's just favoring them so damn hard. And I really want to take a look at the graphs. It is not too huge of a lead, at least as far as gold is concerned. About 5,000 for Central of Fear XP. Nearing 7,000 at the moment. But another blink hoofed up into top. Can actually get the kill as well. The Hex is there. I don't think they have enough burst damage here. Strength Morph got activated before, so he's gonna be fine.
Orvika is going to come right back in. Does have a Ravage, but using it on the Centaur with a pipe is a really, really foolish decision. So top does barely manage to survive, but if there was anyone there, especially the Enchantress, this Morphling would have been really, really dead. He does now have enough gold to pick up his shotgun, so possibly could look to burst down this Enchantress. But with 1,300 gold, 1,300 HP rather, Enchantress is looking to be pretty survivable as Gimli does get initiated upon on top side. He'll instantly get hexed and brought down in a very, very hurry. Yeah, there it is. He's gonna go down.
Yeah, the second heat-seeking missile somehow actually didn't even fly out.
The Courier got sniped by Daywalker. That's the Eagle song from the Morphling.
That's huge. That's a mistake Fabulous5 definitely could not have happened at this point in time. They're gonna lose the tier 2, maybe even the Lycan as well. Can they get the Hex immediately? No, the BKB comes out with the Shapeshift. He wants to go for Klasinki. Can he actually chase him down? The Exorcism from Noctis. He is pretty damn tanky as well as speedy with his own Yule Scepter. And Bloms, once again a BKB doing nothing and even gets disrupted up. Now the Stampede is there. The Hex comes out, but of course he's the movement speed. Bloms doesn't really care too much, but might still get chased down. Another Hex. He's slow now. Oh, Blink, come on Klasinki, you can do it. Another Hex. Can they really catch up somehow? They need some extra damage, but no. I mean, that was like 3 Hexes as Gimli. He comes in, River Blast, gets dodged by a nice Yule Scepter. But, man, this Lycan just can't do anything at all in a fight.
While all of that was happening, the rest of Fab5 were on the bottom lane chasing down a Centaur. Brought him down really low, but they just couldn't kill him because of that heart. He's going to secure the kill on Skywrath. Now with 1 Hex onto top, they'll chain these Hexes, and top should not be able to survive. Quark is going to come in with a pretty nice Ravage onto 4, but there's simply no follow-up at this stage. There's another Hoof Stomp, which will instantly get buffed out by Kraken Shell, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Double Edge is going to secure RNT 2 kills down in this bottom lane. And with Exorcism not up, they can't really go for a very safe tower. However, Daywalker is going to find a lot of damage onto Gimli, who's completely trapped, by the way. I don't think this guy's going to survive. Tried to blink out. They need vision. Daywalker, keep firing. What is going on? Okay, in the meantime, the rest of the base is dying, but what is happening with Gimli? He's going to blink out. I don't know how he managed to survive that, but...
Yeah, Mama Club just ran out of mana, and I think they needed a blink or something to actually get in there to get some proper vision, but they don't care. They get another blink. Hex hoofed up to follow Emily. He's gonna go down. Klasinki is unstoppable now. Gimli thrown up in the air. He survived 1 fight, but just came back to the base to die. Melee racks go down, and to be honest, this might just be the beginning of the end here.
It looked so good for Fab5 for so long in this game because the game was just stalled out. Nothing was happening. COF were not pushing at all, but at the drop of the hat, the Death Prophet started to use those exorcisms. RNT with the Blink Dagger and with so much survivability set up so many kills for his team. So just like that, they easily swoop in and take one set of racks against the Lycan and Morphling, who had that much free space. You wouldn't really expect that, but still, they got the opening, and now they're going to claim Roshan. Should be a pretty slow one, because I don't think they want to use Exorcism, although, okay, with Exorcism used, it'll be a little bit faster. Heart of Tarask is now picked up from Death Prophet. She has a ton of health, or she'll have a ton of health once the item actually gets delivered.
And 16 Bloodstone charges on top of that as well. I mean, 2.9k HP now, almost 3k RNT. What did he actually go for? Oh, he's going for a Salkuras by the looks of it. So this center, however, I don't think it might be possible. But gonna get even more tanky now, as Kawarta still trying to go for his Shiva's card on the Tidehunter. He's been going for the Titan for such a long period of time. Now, as the courier respawns, at least Morphling finally has the shotgun, but 35 minutes in definitely isn't a fast enough timing if you're up against such tanky heroes already as it is.
The only thing Central Fear are missing right now is a Shiva's Guard. Once they have that, Morphling going to be a lot more sad, as is Lycan, because of that cold aura. Death Prophet is almost surely going to be the one going for that, but it looks like for now, Fab5, they're going to make a slightly desperate push down this mid lane. They do have Ravage in tow, so they should be able to secure at the very least this tier 1 tower. Tinker can teleport in, but there's no March of the Machines, which means that this push is going to do a lot of damage to the tower initially. The March of the Machines will make it difficult for the Titan to initiate, but they're going to jump forward and shotgun down the Enchantress. Mystic Flare will be dropped as well. Stampede will bring everyone out to safely, albeit only a little bit. Now Kvork can get a huge Ravage onto everyone. Is there enough damage, however? The Tinker dropping pretty low, but is going to survive just barely. Double Edge onto 2 as RNT can chase down the Skywrath Mage. Will secure 1. Gimli also going to drop. That is his reincarnation, however. Can they kill him off a second time? I believe they can. No, he does blink out. Kvork are going to jump forward, try to get a kill on the Shadow Demon. However, this Fog of War making it very difficult for him to secure that kill. Now they get the Hoof Stomp plus the Eagle Scepter on Gimli. They'll bring him down. In the meantime, the Tidehunter still in the back end is going to flee with a Blink Dagger TP. He'll be able to get out, but Central of Fear, they take a really nice fight there, and the bottom lane all the while is constantly pushing out. Death Prophet has Exorcism in tow with an Aegis. They're going to crack back, at the very least take this tier 2 tower, but it looks like they might even go high ground.
Yeah, they have Exorcism, so why the hell not? I mean, 3k HP on Death Prophet as it is, 19 Bloodstone charges as well, and an Aegis. Of course, if you lose your life, even with an Aegis when the Exorcism is up, you lose your ultimate. But don't think he will go down even once here.
Yeah, Shotgun from Morphling is going to drop Death Prophet maybe by a quarter HP. That's about how much it just dropped RNT, so not a huge deal. Now Pipe gets popped out with so many Marchers of the Machines, plus these Exorcism Spirits just going to town on these melee racks with the minus armor from AC. It's going to be really difficult for Fab5 to make any sort of defense, especially since they don't have Ravage. If they had Ravage, maybe, but jump forward, and instantly the Skywrath Mage is going to go down. Stampede now, as Centaur does get himself out of harm's way. Gimli is also going to get picked off in the meantime. Blom's going to try to fight up against Noctis, but this Death Prophet is just way damn too tanky. They cannot do anything versus this Death Prophet. She's going to walk away and then very quickly regenerate. She had the Aegis, and I believe with 22 Bloodstone charges, that would be an instant respawn. Morphling gets a shotgun kill on the Shadow Demon, but at this point, just a little bit too late. GG has been called.
Yeah, really well played by Central Fear, just completely... They just put on a whole another gear during the fight, or during the game that is, and just start taking fight after fight, objective after objective, and really Fabulous5, they had no way to counter this, just playing a little bit sloppy, getting caught off a couple too many times in different places, and not even going to try for a team fight, especially when they had the Ravage. A little bit weird to me, but... Well, in the end, it is a 1-1 still, after all, a draw, so both teams probably not too happy about it, but not too distraught either.
Yeah, it was pretty well played by Central Fear. They turned up the aggression really, really quickly in that about 20-ish minute mark. I said there was no towers down, but then suddenly towers were dropping. They took team fights, and they just snowballed that into a victory. So a 1-for-1. It's kind of a boring result, but still, seeing two teams evenly match is always a refreshing, nice change of pace.
Indeed it is, and guys, this is going to be it for this game, for this 2-game series, but we're going to have at least one more coming up in about 55 minutes time or so at 21 CEST. It is going to be... Oh man, I'm completely forgot. Kawaii versus... I know, one team, come on. Kawaii. Oh, Northern Lions, yes, that's going to be it. Also for European Division 2, guys, so... If you want, definitely be sure to check back. HeflaTV 2 and HeflaMoke are casting other games from the Dota League at the moment as well. So in the meantime, in the hour we have to wait, you can go check those out for sure. And of course, if you like the casters, It's at Coucher on Twitter for me, as well as my co-caster at Mike Lores. You can see them on the Twitch title as well. So you can check those out if you want to leave some feedback or anything. And of course, follow HeflaTV if you want more content by us. We're like online daily, as long as we have, well, matches to cast. But I guess this is it for this game. See you guys in about 50 minutes. I'm gonna leave the stream running as well, so just filling song requests if you have any and so on. But guys, see you later.
GG.